Welcome to Psychological Inspiration. My name is Linda and today's topic is thinking about letting go of diaries during the minimalism journey. If you haven't seen my last video in this series, it was Minimalism from the Inside Out versus the Konmarie Method. You might want to watch that first. I link it down below in the info box for you. So what about diaries? A lot of people hang on to their diary collection really strongly and emotionally. And I have been one of these people for a very long time. Last year, I thought about my diaries, starting anew with my minimalism journey. And feeling so strong about that, I thought it's worth investigating that. Because there was this little voice, this intuitive feeling that there could be some insights in there for me. I told you in the last video I'm going to share a little from my personal story about that, and maybe it helps you reconsidering your situation with your diaries. So I asked myself, if I feel so strongly about my diaries and this big collection by now that I have to move and take care of and everything, what are the really fundamental reasons why I need to keep these diaries? I found many answers, but there were two answers that, were really strong for me and very important, most important to me. The first one was, I always expected to be a mom one day. And my thought was that I could understand my children better if I compare it with my own experience at the same age. Well, I'm a mom now, and going through my diaries, I realized that my life was quite different from the life my daughter has right now. So, of course, there are some topics in common, but there are so many differences that I came to the conclusion it's much better to really focus on my daughter and how she experiences her life, and if needed, read some books considering topics around her today and what's important to her, than bringing all that past stuff up from my childhood. It's good to be aware of it, and I still have vivid memories of my childhood, but today my daughter is young and it's about her. So after investigating that, I thought it might not be as helpful as I had expected it to be. The second point was even more important. It took me actually quite a while, a few weeks, to go through the whole process, and this was like the core point of it. I found out that my diaries were a shield of protection for me, a way to justify how I am and why I am the way I am and think and feel the way I am. And I found out that probably as many children and of course many teenagers, at times I felt that I was not totally understood. And writing down my experiences and my thoughts and my feelings in diaries, it helped me clinging or be connected with my truth, my thoughts and my emotions, and get more clear who I am. Well, looking at these thoughts, now being grown up, I realize that they were very helpful for me, growing up and becoming more conscious, and I pretty much grew out of them, and now I know what I like and what I don't, and of course I still transform and will a lot during the next years and decades, and I don't need the protection as much anymore being grown up. And when I realized that these diaries are pretty much a bunch of thoughts that I thought when I was younger, when I was less conscious and less, when I could rely less on myself, I understood that it's not that important to me anymore. And then I let the thought in, well, what is if I let all these old thoughts, all these old reflections go? And what really happened was, I realized that the presence became more strong. I talked about that a lot with my friends also, and they recommended me, well, maybe you want to pick some of these diaries that were most important to you, or ones that you still want to share with someone else. So I picked the one from the year my daughter was born and 2 and 3 others, and all the rest I gave away. And I know a lot of people who did that and felt really sorry afterwards. It has been a year by now, and I feel really great about that. It's like the presence has become stronger for me. And I think it's important to really go through that process. And I don't recommend to give away your diaries. If you find reasons that are really important to you right now in your presence, in your everyday life right now, keep your diaries. But if you find out that the reasons that made such a strong feeling for you were outdated by now, you might want to think about that and investigate it. And if it's not about diaries, if there's another sentimental item you feel really strongly about, thinking about why exactly we feel so strong about it really is an interesting journey to get to know ourselves more, and might free more of our presence and of our energy and our thoughts up for the presence. If you like that video, you might want to share it with someone who might be interested in that too. You can give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I would love to see you in the next video. Goodbye!